So, dear students, as we discussed in the previous session about the different ML models, we can categorize the ML models into three categories. One is the supervised, another one is the unsupervised, and then we will go for reinforcement learning. And under supervised, okay, we have two category. One is classification and regression. Okay, and today we are going to see about that regression type. In regression, we have again we have different types like a simple linear regression and multiple linear regression. So that is depend upon the number of independent columns we are going to use. If you are going to use only one independent column and with the dependent column, then we can say it is a simple linear regression. And if we have two or more independent columns, okay, if it is have a relationship with the dependent column, then we can say it is like a multiple, right? So now we will see about like a simple linear regression. We have already I have given the uh, overview of uh, linear regression, okay, theoretical way. So today we will see about how we can do the code for the linear regression, right? So as we know about the linear regression, in the previous lecture I have given you the tips how we are calculating the regression line, how we are going to draw with it. The regression line is none other than like the error rate, that is the distance between the original data point and the best line fit should be minimal. So that's why we are giving the line equation here, so that we will know, okay, how much the distance that is between the data point and the regression line. So when we consider this line, okay, equation, we can see y equal to mx plus c. So here m can we call it as like a1 here, that is the slope, okay, of the line, and then we can see this is the intercept. So to find the slope and the intercept, we are using this particular formula. That's as we saw in the data set, you have x column and y column, okay, and so we will find out the mean of the x column and the mean of the y column, okay, and then find the difference of it, okay, on both x column and the x mean, right? Likewise, for each row, we are going to find the uh, subtraction value of it. And then here also we are finding the difference of the x column and the x mean and making the square of it. That will be the denominator. This is how we are going to frame from the data set itself. From the data set of x and y value itself, we can calculate all this, right? Okay. And the next is after knowing this a1, we can substitute it. Already we know y, the mean, that is y bar, and x mean, that is x bar, we have found for a1 itself. So that thing we are just substituting, and this value you will get, right? A1, that we have to substitute here. Okay. So the numerator value by denominator value, you will get some numerical value. That value we have to substitute for A1, and I will get the value of A0. So after getting A0 and A1, just I'm substituting here. I will get the Y print. Okay. So X means for the first row X value, the second row X value, third row X value. Likewise, I will get it as like different points of Y print, and connecting all this, I will get the Y predicted line. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do this, and how to use the code. Just we will see, look at it very fast, right? So for that, I have to import first the NumPy, that is a numerical Python, and then Matplotlib for visualization, and then sklan for all the ML, okay, functions in which this particular package, it will be written as predefined functions. So we have to call this sklan also dot metrics, in which I'm importing. These are all the performance analysis of the linear regression we have seen with the formula in the previous session. Okay, so that we are just including about the mean absolute error and mean square error and r square, right? So after knowing this, after finding this spread, Okay, just we are going to substitute in this formula to find the performance analysis. So whenever we are doing research in ML, performance analysis is very important. So after using the linear regression and getting the result, we have to go for some performance analysis. For that only we are using this MAE, MSE, and R square, right? Okay, so let us see one after another so that easily we'll understand. So I'm just taking the, I'm not taking the very big data set, but for a small data set so that it will be easy for us to find the mean and substitute the value of mean in finding the A0 and A1 so that I can get the line equation fast. So for that, first I'm giving the X value in which, okay, in the X column, the different data element or 43, 21, 25, like I am including 6 elements. Similarly for Y, another 6 elements I'm just adding, right? So now I'm having the X, okay, as one column which has 6 elements, and Y is another column in which we are having this 6 elements. Got it? So after knowing this, I have to find the mean value of X and mean value of Y. Then only I can substitute for finding the A0 and A1. So I'm just substituting here, finding the mean value of it directly as a predefined function. I'm just giving it out so that I will get the answer of X bar and Y bar. That is X mean and Y mean, right? Now I'm substituting in the slope equation. That is numerator first I'm putting. That is summation of X minus X bar. That only we are putting, right? Summation of X minus X bar into Y minus Y bar. Just I'm giving here as it is Y minus Y bar. And then denominator I'm putting it as like X minus X bar. Okay, so that only I'm giving summation of X minus X bar. That is X mean, right? To the whole square. So that's why I'm getting the denominator as well. So now I'm finding the slope M, or we are here we will call it as like A1, right? So M, that is the slope, numerator by denominator, I'm getting it out so that I'm getting the value of it. Now I have to find the intercept as well. Just substituting the Y mean, X mean, and in which M I got the numerical value, right? Just I'm putting it M, right? So now I'm getting the A0 and A1, but now I have to substitute in this equation, then only I can find out the Y pred. Got it? So for that, what I have to do, just I have to give Y pred, which is equal to mx plus c, right? Already we have found m, already we have found the c, and then x, that is for each and every value of x in row, right? So already we know x also we have defined for 43. First it will find out, and then for 21 it will find out 25, like that. 6 different values of Y pred I will get it at the result when I'm giving the equation like this. Okay, so I hope you understood how to find the Y pred, right? And next, after finding this, I have to go for performance metric, right? So for that, for scikit learn using it, so these are the equation I have to, that is MAE is mean absolute error into in which I have to give the parameter as Y comma Y pred. That's all. Very simple, right? It is like a predefined function. Just I have to give like this. I'm not going to use a very big thing. That's why I will always tell Y pred, that is Y cap we have used, right? And then Y I have used, right? And then I'm just passing this two value, Y pred and then Y already I have, right? So that's why in the formula we will use Y minus Y cap. Okay, for mean square we will use square, and for square root we are going to use root of, and then absolute value without any square, just we will have the absolute value, that is the positive value. So that is how I'm just giving Y and Y pred for MAE, MSC, and R square. Got my point? Okay. So this is how I just got the value of the performance analysis of the linear regression. To know more about it, just see the guidelines I have given in the linear regression video so that you will get the clear idea about it. Okay. So next, the printing all this value, right? So first I'm printing M and C. I found out the intercept. Okay. And then I am found out the performance analysis like MAE, MSC, RMSC, and then R square, right? And I just asked to print all this, every value will be printed, okay, along with the performance analysis, right? So now we will also see the, in addition to the thing, we have to go for visualization also, so that you will get a very clear idea about what is the data point and what is the regression line, and then you can see that how the regression line is drawn, which is closer to the data point. That is our ultimate goal, right? We have used all the predefined function, but we have to see whether we got the correct result or not. Okay, so for plotting, I'm just giving the size of the figure is 14,6, that is length into breadth, and then I am going for plotting the scatter plot. Okay, when I'm going for the scatter plot, okay, without the regression line. So that is the time I'm just giving subplot of 1 comma 2 comma 1. So without regression line, with only point, I'm just going to give the value of it. Okay, and then when I'm giving the scatter, that is x value, I'm just giving y value, I'm giving, and then the color of the data point should be in blue, right? And then title, I'm giving scatter plot without regression line, and then x label is height, and then weight, I'm just giving the label as height and weight of the thing. Okay, let us see the first one. This one I just asked to print the value of m, c, and then all the performance analysis. I got it. And then this is without the regression line. I just asked to print without the regression line. Okay, so you can see all the points of x. Okay, so everything we can see, like 6 points we have given, right? So all that thing I'm just plotting, okay, the data points without the regression line. Okay, so with the regression line, what I have to do, just I have to give the sub plot. Okay, so that is 1 comma 2 comma 2, that is the second one. That is we can see it as like here also scatter. I have to give this particular statement alone, this particular statement alone, that is label equal to actual data. Okay, so label equal to actual data, that is the what is that, the data point what you are given, and here I have to give label equal to regression line. Got my point? So this particular line which is not drawn here, okay, scatter plot without regression line, just we have given blue, and then we have not given the label because we have not drawn without the regression line. Got it? But with the regression line, when you are making this label as actual data, and this is like a regression line. Okay, for that I have to give x and then y pred. Okay, because we have calculated the y pred. Okay, for various things. So x and y pred are the thing. Okay, and then color is equal to red. We are going to give, and label equal to regression line. So here I am going to draw the line based upon the x and y okay coordination, right? But here I'm just making the plot. Okay, that is scatter, and this one we can say this is plot. Got my point? Okay, so scatter means I'm just a data point, I have to keep it, okay, as in a blue color. But when I'm giving plot, that is the time it is going to make a straight line, okay, based upon the x and y coordinates. So here y coordinate is y pred I have given, right? So here I'm giving the label as regression line. So here the title is with regression line and height, weight. Okay, we can see when you see here, you can see clearly this is height, that is x-axis and y-axis, and you can see these are all the labels of actual data, and this is, we can see it as like a regression line. Got my point? So I am just differentiating here. Here only actual point, so data point alone. So I am not giving any okay legend like actual data, but here I need it. Okay, so that's why I given it very clearly, right? And then showing the plots, that is layout. Okay, plot dot type layout. Okay, and then plot dot show. This is for showing the graph. Okay, so with this, I hope you understood how I can use okay using the this particular circuit, how I am just getting it out. Okay, so you can see how I am using this sklan, and I am drawing the okay regression line for the thing, right? So now we will see about how all these things we have given as like a formula, and we have given, why not we can use directly the predefined function to make a simple linear regression. Just call the linear regression as a function name and how to do it. That also sometimes will be asked. Sometimes they will ask using the function you draw the linear regression. Sometimes they will tell simply use the formula and do it. Okay, so if they mention like that is the time I have to use the pandas also as an another library I have to call. But here I'm not calling the pandas. Instead, I'm using sklan dot metric. So they will mention using sklan, draw the ML model of linear regression. You have to use this particular method, and this is method 2 using pandas. You can use the predefined function of linear regression and how to do it. Okay, so that we will see right now. So here also we are importing NumPy and Matplotlib as for visualization and pandas for okay, directly calling the linear regression function and so on, right? Okay, so here I'm giving the data set directly. Okay, I'm not giving the input value. So salary data, here we have two columns, one is X and Y. Okay, so I'm going to use this X as a data set dot ilog. So whenever I'm giving colon minus one, that means what we will get, it will exclude, okay, it will exclude the last column. That is the meaning of it. Whenever I'm giving colon minus one means it will exclude the last column. Okay, so that's why the X will be taken as the first column. Okay, and Y I am taking it as minus one. Simply I'm taking minus one means it is the last column I'm taking. Got my point? That is the meaning of it. So here only we have two column. So I'm excluding the last column means I'm taking the first column, and Y for that I am just including the last column. Okay, so that's why I'm giving the minus one here. Got it? So this is how I'm just taking the data set first, and then I'm going to split the data set into the training set and the test data. So the data set will be like if it is 100% means if I'm taking 60% as a training data and 40% as a test data, so that I want to know, okay, when the new data, when it enters, it will be along with the test data to find the result, how much it is accurate, right? So for that, I have to divide the test data and the train data from the data set. So how I'm giving the size of it in splitting, I'm giving 1 by 3. So test data will be like a 33%, right? The remaining, okay, 66% around. So it will be called as a training data. Okay, training data will be big, and test data with test data size will be minimal compared to the training data. So this is how we will take normally, okay, the ratio between the training and test data, right? And just we are going to train the simple linear regression model on the training set. How we are going to do it? Just we are calling the function name linear regression. So this will not be work when we are going if you are not giving pandas. So that's why I'm using the package pandas so that it will support, okay, linear regression directly. I'm calling, and I'm just giving the big data set in which I'm going to fit according to X train and Y train, so that it will fit with all the data points. Okay, when I'm giving the statement like this, and then I'm going to predict the test set results. Okay, because I have to draw, okay, the based upon predicting the X test as well. Okay, so Y pred, how I am going to calculate is based upon predicting with the X test directly. Okay, so when I'm just going to visualize this, okay, so for the training data, okay, so that is 70%. I'm going to take the data set and I'm going to draw the regression line, and the remaining 30% of the test data, with that I'm going to draw the regression line, and you can see how the, okay, it can be visualized in the linear regression. Okay, so consider for the first one, visualizing the training set results, in which I'm giving the input as X train and Y train, that is the 70%, right? Then which the color which I am giving it as red, and then I'm plotting it as like X train and then regressor dot predict. Okay, in which I'm giving the X train and then color equal to blue. Similarly, okay, so for the test result, okay, how I'm going to give it as like, you can see that X test and Y test. Okay, here for scattering, I'm giving the Y test value. That is the remaining 30%. Here I'm giving 70%. Okay, but here I'm giving this remaining, that is 1 by 3, just the size I've given, right? So that 33% of the data, I'm giving it as like for the scatter as a data point, and this will be in a, also will be in the red color, all the data points. Got it? And then I'm giving the plot. This is for the regression line. Okay, in which I am giving x train and comma regressor dot predict x train as it is. Okay, we are giving it as like how we are giving in the training set results also. Only the data points I'm just giving it out, and then I'm giving the for the test data, I'm giving the input for the data points alone. I'm giving it as like y test here. Got it? And then regression line for this also color is blue, like that I'm giving. This is I'm giving the title as salary versus express experience, in which I'm giving that is x-axis is x column is salary, y column is y column is experience, in which okay I am giving for the training set, and this is for the test set. This is how I am giving the title. Both the thing are year of experience and salary only. Got my point? So all that thing, and then finally I'm going to give plot dot show. Okay, let us see. You can see this is using the all this point is based upon the training data, that is 70%, and then this is the trained, okay, that is widespread, okay, line, okay, and similarly this is for remaining 30%, okay, based upon that I have used the data. Okay, so data point, and this is the regression line. I'm just getting it out. Okay, and then finally after visualizing it, I'm just using the performance analysis as we did in the previous thing. Okay, that is MAE, MSC, RMSC, and R square. So in which this one will give the absolute error, and this one will give the squared, and this one will give the root, okay, square root of squared, okay, and then R square is we are giving for y test and y print. Okay, that is we can say it as like a y, and then we can give y cap. Got it? That we call it in the okay program, right? So this is how I'm going to print the performance analysis. I'm getting the value for MAE as 3426, and MSC is another value squared. Okay, these are the performance analysis of the linear regression. I hope you got a clear idea about the linear regression. Okay, so with this you can clearly understand about the linear regression. Okay, so if you have any doubt, or if you have any queries related to it, freely post so that I can clear your doubts. Okay, thank you, students.